Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Didn't make a video, not one video in all of September, but was really busy. And there was a lot going on, so hopefully today or this morning I will point most of what's out. I'm just going to do what's going on in the greenhouse. This is probably, what, a third of my plants, I would say. I still have 2/3 outside, but the majority of the more tender plants, I would say, are in here. What's left outside are basically the plants that can take cooler temperatures, but it has warmed up some in the last week. But anyhow, let's just get to this update. First off, down here, this little cutie. This used to be in the Gomeza family, but has since been reclassified as Ornithophlora. Ornithophlora radicans is the name of the species. Like I said, it's a cute little thing. This Ornithophlora, they are from Brazil, several areas in Brazil, Santiago, Rio, Parana. Pretty much a coastal species. They like it moist. They do like some drying off once the newest pseudobulb is formed. But what I've found with this plant is that there's always new growths going, and so it's really hard to cut back on the watering, because once you cut back on watering, if any spikes or any pseudobulbs are forming, then those will dry up. So, I read that this is fragrant. I have not detected any fragrance, but that doesn't mean it's not so. But it has been open for about a week or so. Some of these are just some Bulbophyllum divisions that I purchased this summer. Up here is a fairly new acquisition. This is my Coelogyne pandurata. There's a new growth in there somewhere. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this. I initially wanted to mount this, but I've not had too much success with mounting pandurata in the past, although my conditions are a lot improved since many years ago when I tried to grow this on a mount. But it does look nice in this basket, and the thing with pandurata is that the rhizome is a long rhizome, so you either have to mount this or put this in a basket of some sort, because it's going to eventually escape at some point if it is grown successfully. So anyhow, that is pandurata. This is well, this was the first orchid that I knew that was ever called the black orchid, because of there is some black furry hairiness on top of the green lip. Okay, so down here, this is an Angraecoid. It is an Angranthes, which is cross between, well, it has some Angraecum and no, not Angranthes, Aranthes. So this is, let me get the tag. These are from Madagascar, all of the parents used in this cross, but this is Angranthes Evening Star, which is Angranthes Grandalena, which is Angraecum Magdalena times Aranthes grandiflora, and that is crossed with Angraecum scottianum. Okay, so again, it will be a white flower, probably with some green in the lip, because of maybe a more fuller lip, also because of the grandiflora. Actually, I think the lip is not upside down, as scottianum is it's an upside down flower with the long spur that hangs down. I think it is a right side up with a sort of a fleshy green lip, or green tinted lip, fragrant at night, white, star shape. Beautiful thing. Of course, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that I love all Angraecoids. And since I had mentioned Magdelanae, let me just go right on down to really the reason that I'm making this video at all. And I'm going to turn off the light just because it is annoying. All right. So this has been open. This is Angraecum Magdelanae. Again, it comes from Madagascar, but it is in a particular region of Madagascar where it gets some cooling, and it also gets full sun exposure, and it does get heat in the summer. But there is some cooling there, some cooling nights in its native environment. For me, I just bought it in here when I realized that, well, when I was bringing things in, I bought it in a couple weeks ago. But for the most part, it was out on that ledge, which is an southeast facing ledge. It got full sun pretty much all day. I watered it every day, and so that's how I kept it all summer. I purchased this plant. This is a fairly nice sized plant, but I did purchase it earlier this year, and it is so fragrant. Sometimes it is fragrant in the early afternoon, but at night it really comes out so much. This is known as the queen of Angraecoids. If you've watched my channel, a couple months ago I more or less featured Angraecum Lemforde White Beauty, which has Magdalenae as one of the parents, and actually it has Cespisquodale. One thing that I did notice that is very un-Angraecoid of this plant is that when the spikes develop, they develop at a rapid pace. This flower just opened a couple days ago, and actually the petals I thought were supposed to sort of smooth out from this ruffling, but I do like the ruffling. Makes it a lot more sexy, exotic, because these are really reputed to be hard to grow. But apparently if you get mature sized plants in the right conditions, then it should not be that difficult. So I lucked out in getting this. But what I was saying was, literally the bloom opened in one morning and was fragrant by the afternoon. And this one just opened yesterday evening, and most Angraecoids take several days, sometimes weeks, to even open the buds. So I don't know whether that's a plus or a minus. I hope that it stays on the plant and remains fragrant. It's supposed to stay on maybe 5 weeks if it's in good condition. So fingers crossed. Hopefully that will work out for me, because these are very rarely seen in anyone's collection blooming for sure. Let me backtrack this way. This is a reblooming of my Memoria Dipper Nishi. I would say it's an early blooming, because these plants typically don't bloom until winter going into spring. So this is probably just the first flush. Back here, this is my Laelia anceps. I actually got 3 new growths. There's this one, and then there's 2 more that they have sheaths in them, but this is the only one that has so far put forth a inflorescence, and there it is. Hopefully it will develop this year. Last year it did not. It just aborted. Back there is first time reblooming of my bowringiana, Cattleya bowringiana. It's the coerulea form, and it got a sheath last year, but didn't. No, last year it did not get a sheath. The year before, it gave me a sheath but didn't bloom. So this year it looks like there's some buds up there. What else over here? This is one of my Dimorphorchis that I got. This one is rossi, I believe. Yeah, this one is rossi. So again, this is very small. Basically, it's got a little bit of bark in there, but for the most part, it is bare root. Lots of years left of growth to go. And it looks like it's a cloudy day today, trying to rain, so it's not getting too sunny here for me. I was going to shoot this. Actually, I started shooting it last night when I got off work, but the sun kind of left me. Okay, so let's move on down here. These are my Coelogyne section. Well, it's not really my Coelogyne section, but this is my Coelogyne usitana, which is right here in spike, but it's still completing its growth with another one waiting. This is a species with a sequential blooming spike, as I just said. These plants are from the Philippines. Well, usitana is from the Philippines, pretty much isolated to just there. This is speciosa, which has two spikes. Again, a sequential flower. Flower is a lot bigger than usitana. I believe usitana does have a darker lip, and maybe it has more of a cream color flower, whereas speciosa's is, the lip is orange, and it does have more of a yellow in the petals, where I think usitana is pure white with a dark lip. So, and then these are both fragrant. I have not smelled usitana yet. This is my first time blooming on this plant, so I'm happy. It is just planted in sphagnum. Speciosa is native to, I believe, Malaysia, Java, Borneo. Does like constant moisture, slight drying off when the pseudobulbs do complete its growth. But these plants, usitana more so than speciosa, are known to be more or less constantly in bloom. So I am looking forward to that. And since I'm on Coelogynes, just got this one, which is Coelogyne Lyme Bay. I got this from Equihenera, and this is a hybrid of usitana and speciosa. So it will be a cross of these two. So, okay, what else? Over here it's pretty dark, but my Acriopsis still got some spikes going on it. Here's my Angraecum Lemforde White Beauty that I was talking about back there. It's sort of resting now. Let me see. Down here, this is a recent acquisition that I got at the Chicagoland Orchid Festival. And this is my Bulbophyllum carunculatum. And it actually has 4 spikes on it. The latest one did have a flower, but it is spent. I'm not even going to show it to you. Still waiting on my paths here to do something. I mean, the growth is just extraordinary this year. New babies coming out of the bottom. This is my Prince Edward of York that has really doubled in size. And down here is my Belle Royale. Not much going on down here except for this little no ID Dendrobium Phalaenopsis. My Guttata I bought in here with the sheath on it. This is a, sorry for the light, this is my Prismacarpa, Epidendrum Prismacarpa times Brassivola. And it is in spike up here with buds. Brought in some of my Brassivolas, they're hanging up. This Cattleya Portia is still in sheath. This Paphiopedilum right here is developing the flower now still. What else? My Oligophyllum is still blooming. It will be blooming for a long, long time. These little plants are just a dream just because of their long bloom period. These are also native to Thailand and Vietnam. They do like a lessening of fertilizer in the wintertime, but as soon as the growth comes back, that's when they really like to be fed a lot. Okay, and this is my Epilalia Cattleya, my volcano trick fireball. This is the first spike to come out. This is one of the few plants that I have in semi-hydro. And then there's 2 more in here that have, there's one right there, not yet burst through the sheath. And there's another one right there that is just emerging from the sheath. Okay, what else? Oh, here we go. This is a first time bloom for me. This is my Bulbophyllum mean Garuda, which is a cross between Caenolobium and Lasiacylum. And it has another spike over there with a bud on it, but really like that. I've was obsessed with Bulbophyllums in the last year, year and a half, especially the ones that have the mean in the name. Adorable as well, but mean. I had to have them all for some reason. I don't know why. Just that mean something. I don't know. Just maybe it was a mean smelling bulbo. I don't know. My Henrianum is still going strong. This is somewhat of a recovery. This is my scottianum, my Angraecum scottianum that I potted, and it really had terrible roots on it. So I gave it, been doing several things to it, but then I discovered Rick's channel and started doing the tea method, the weak tea method, and that has really made the roots come out, as you can see. When I first put this plant in, took it out and just had it bear root, it had just one root at the bottom that was feeding the whole plant. It's that one that's, well, I'm holding the plant, but it's the one at the very tip, the very smallest one. But since then, those have come up. So I'm still leaving it in there. Occasionally still giving it the tea treatment, but more or less just plain water right now. And eventually I think I will pot it up probably over coming into the spring, I think. Down here is a first time blooming for me. This is my Galeandra Batmanii, I believe. No, Bowringiana. Okay. First time blooming for me there. My other one over here, my Leptocerus, has put out yet another. This is going to be its third blooming for me this summer. So it's on this weak looking cane, and I'm thinking that's going to be dead. This one is still pretty good. The spike looks like it's spent though, but these are pretty much grown like catasetums, so the plant will get some energy and food from the old canes from previous years, but for the most part they start fresh. And actually backtracking this way, sorry, but I can't leave this one out. This is another Galeandra that has been in bloom pretty much as the other one that I just showed you, the Leptocerus. This is Galeandra dives. Like I said, a really nice plant to have. They just continually put out those bloom spikes after the previous one is spent. This is my BC Hippodama with a nice sheath there. This is the second growth of the season. Up there, still looking pretty beautiful, is this is my BLC George King Serendipity, and I really love how the shading, that pastel shading on the petals, the color variation is just beautiful, and that has only developed since the flower has aged. This has been in flower going on a month. What else? All of these plants have still remained in bloom as they were last month. My Herrera rectocala has developed that bud. It was just in spike last time I did an update, which was a while ago. These plants are from Taiwan, pretty much like constant moisture. Herrera is what I bought it as. I believe it's reclassified as maybe a gastrochylis or something like that. What else? Yeah, this is my beautiful Path Marii, which I love. Love, love, love. Yeah, nothing over there. This is my Gongora Scapholiflorus with a nice spike on it. Buds forming. Pendant. It's getting there. It started erect, the spike did, and now it's turning down to be more pendant, which is typical. Should be fragrant flowers. Oh, I wanted to point this out. This is my Dimorphorchis Laelia, which, let me just put there. No, I'm not going to put it there. I'll just put it right there. I actually got this from the Netherlands. I ordered it off of eBay, won an auction, and they sent it to me, and it came in perfect condition. Bare root, of course, but it's a nice size plant for a plant that takes a while and takes a very big size for it to become blooming size. Um, so I repotted it in this net pot with a little bit of sphagnum mixed in there. And what I've been noticing recently is, I don't know if you can see, but there is a big fat juicy root that is just making its way over to the end. So there has not been any new leaves coming out, but it's healthy, doing pretty well. And if I uncovered this bark right here, because this was actually just a little baby, because this part right here is the dead mother plant. So I think it had some good uh, structure before I even got it. But I'm so thankful to have it, because that's already got a nice start at being a big plant. Again, that's Dimorphorchis loei. Okay. Up here, these are my Cattleyas that I got maybe a couple years ago. This is its first time blooming for me. This is BLC Empress Worsley Roman Holiday, and it's got a spike up there with buds, and there's another one on the other side over here that's got a spike coming up. Down here, this is another first time blooming for me. I got this plant a couple years ago at Andy's their Christmas sale, 12 days of Christmas, and this is Paphiopedilum succuculei, and this is going to be the first time bloom for that. And then over here, this is my Bulbophyllum fascination, Guarianthe, and there's the flower. Hopefully you can see that. I'm kind of trying to shoot this video around my angel's trumpet, but that's fascination. It's pretty much what's going on in the greenhouse. Still got a lot to do to get everything in here, but I will be working on that in the next couple of months. Well, not in the next couple of months, next month, before I leave on vacation. Let me see, take a peek out here. Gray day today. Spike on this Stanhope Schomburgia is progressing. Don't have high hopes for that, just because every spike has, well, except for a couple, but in recent years it's just faded out. And this is something that I'm very happy about. This is my big Dipper Nishi Dendrobium. It's a Latouria, and it's got 2 spikes on it. So anyway, that's my little tour of my greenhouse. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you can hear me better. But regardless of any of that, enjoy your orchids, and thanks for watching. Bye.